Good evening and welcome to the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance Division 1. And it is round 20 today. Can't believe we've reached that in both leagues by this point at the end of this session. Welcomed and welcome. I've done this again. Second time this season I said I'm welcomed. Yeah, I'm delighted to welcome Quinton Fortuna to the show. Good evening, Quinton.
I'm delighted to be welcomed. Good evening, Mr. Megahorse.
Oh yes, it's a classic night tonight, isn't it? Looking at those fixtures that we see on here, we've got no real close battles in the league.
No, there isn't, and that's probably what makes it an intriguing one, doesn't it? I think there's the top match there, Lumwell and the Iron Curtain. They're both missing a few players. I think
Yeah,
Iron Curtain
indeed.
through suspension and Lumwell through injury, so that should be an interesting one. But there's plenty of good battles there to look forward to, despite the differences in the table.
Yeah, there's always a possibility of an upset of some kind, or I say an upset. Maybe I don't know. Can the Wanderers of Wolverhampton do anything against the East Coast? I know how good a team Dimble's got with the East Coast, but last time David filling in for Wolfie did a good job with them, didn't he?
Yeah, very good result. Yeah, it's a winner late on, wasn't it, in that game? So it was a quiet match, if I remember correctly, as well. So they showed a bit more defensive resolution. So that should be an interesting one. But obviously, East Coast have got plenty of quality, haven't they? So it'd be a tricky, tough away tie. Badgers Racers looks like Badgers could get a win, but Racers have showed good quality last time out.
And I knew I could provoke Mr. Dimble into making an appearance there, saying it with a smile on my face. There is no, they can't. Well, you'd you'd imagine that East Coast do have enough, but always the Wolves can put on a little bit of a shock. They're a team that don't like to draw games. Only one draw this season, as the table shows there, with them in ninth place, one draw, 10 defeats, 8 wins, and East Coast do enjoy a draw. So something's got to give tonight.
Well, yeah, I think there'll be at least a point for one of the teams. I'm going to stick my neck out there, but yeah, if East Coast get a win, they're sort of a bit isolated at the moment. 3 points behind Hulls and 7 points above the bottom. So it looks like they're going to be top four. However, Hulls lost last time out. They've got an easier fixture tonight because they're away to my team. But yeah, Trafford at the top. There's no competing with us, is there? So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if how Phoenix, Hulls, and East Coast get on in them positions to try and challenge at the top. But again, like you mentioned last time, there's that intriguing battle between fifth and seventh, really. But I suppose I wouldn't rule out down to ninth Wolves to.
Goodfellas. I believe it's a film and a pizza type, isn't it? I think is the answer to that.
Yeah, there's Good Fillers, which is a sandwich shop, isn't there? But Good Fellas is pizza. That's right.
I can see the stream. I don't know if anyone's having difficulty with the stream. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing on my screen. So just let us know if you're having any trouble with it whatsoever, because there doesn't seem to be the connection on the stream. Yeah, it's back on. I think now. Yeah, I don't think you've missed too much. It's just us rambling about nothing. If it is working now.
We obviously said hello to all Dimble, Tato, and David.
Yeah, it died there for about 30 seconds. So, well, yeah, apologies. I don't know what it is. But yeah, good evening, David, of course. Back again for another one. It went dodgy, but it's back. Go, go, Super
There's
Mingos.
Fifey.
Yeah, well, notice that it went dodgy, then Fifey comes on. So, yeah, it was just him sending out his Batman symbol and whatever. Batman symbol, signal.
Catman symbol.
Here we, let's get into the matches. Of course, we do. Oh, just the bottom of the table. While Fife is here, a reminder that tonight, even with a point, Flamingos would be relegated. It went from close between fifth and seventh to pizza. Oh,
Well, let's
yeah.
have a piece of the action.
Yes, a slice. We could say. Oh, internationals on the same day as well. Does that mean that Sweden are playing?
Yeah, they're right in screen in front of you. They were away
So
to Hungary,
Norway
aren't
are
they?
playing even. Norway
With
aren't
Sweden.
playing. Yeah, Sweden. on the screen, wherever they are. Where are they?
Playing
There.
Spain.
Yeah, they've picked a squad from the other division.
I think
The
Nesta
horse
might
symbol.
play 3 times in defence.
It would be
Barakat's in there
interesting
though.
to
That's
see that.
an
Two
interesting one.
Buffons. Oh yeah, Barakat from Maltese has been called up. Lovely. So we'll see how they get on as well. But no Norway fixture by the look of it. They must be in a group of 5. And beginning tonight with Phoenix versus Ewan Rovers, or Ewan Rogers, as they've been renamed this season. Phoenix, last time out, got a 1-1 draw with yourselves.
Yeah, we had a good first half in that game. Didn't score, and then Phoenix came out and scored 2 minutes into the second half. But luckily we pulled one back, so we played fairly well. I was pleased with the point, but Phoenix weren't at the best. So I think if they'd have played like the second half for the full game, they'd have beaten us. So they'll be looking to get some points tonight, and it's going to be difficult against Ewan because like we've said many times that they're not easily beaten. They're hanging on in games, don't they? Did get battered last time though, so what do I know?
Well, I didn't know that when I clicked on it and thought you were saying it was quite close, and I noticed it said 6-0, but it's certainly not something I remembered from earlier in the season. I think due to that sort of delay that was going on, that we may have like a 30, 40-second delay between things. So if there is, then obviously substitutes will give you that a little bit longer to make your changes tonight. It's just how it's going. I think the delay is a little bit longer than usual. But it's strange seeing Kohler and Day with an 8. Yeah, as they were there. Yeah, they've been pretty constant and consistent performers this season.
But they
So
are available next season if anyone wants them because I'm binning the whole squad.
the whole squad going. And of course, anyone can have them as well if they wanted. So,
It's true.
anyway, so Lizarazu brought into the team to replace Maldini, and that is the only change, as far as I'm aware, for Phoenix tonight. While Ryan is sunning himself up in a hot tub with other Super League managers. So.
Each their own. Yeah, well, it's an interesting lineup. In odd Montero suspended. Has he been playing for Phoenix? Has he played previously? But yeah, they've got a good team, haven't they? So they are dangerous up front, particularly with Batistuta. So going to be difficult for you. And on paper, Phoenix should win this. But as we've said, you generally tend to hang on, and they will be desperate to make up for that 6-0 loss earlier in the season.
I would assume so. Mr. Savage is here. Good afternoon. Good evening, Mr. Savage. Welcome
Good evening.
to the show. Ewan Rovers, last time out, depleted but only beaten by 2 goals. Steve Rimmer played reasonably well, then stupidly got himself sent off. Yapstam off a few minutes later, and now they've got Vieira suspended for his umpteenth red yellow card of the season. Yeah, he's on 5 yellows in the league, causing another ban.
Yeah, it was a real bummer to see Rimmer go off early, wasn't it? But they were holding them till that point. So it's only once the 2 best defenders had gone off that the opposition made strides in the game. So McCready and O'Kane. McCready came off the bench last time, didn't he? I think he got
And
a 7, and
O'Kane, he
O'Kane
came
was
in.
pretty good last time too. So it's going to be difficult without Yapstam, I think, because he's been a rock back there, and even in the 6-0 loss, I think Vieira got a 9 last time. So it's going to be a real tough task for this team. I think perhaps with the 2 key men out of the back, I'm going to say 2-0 to Phoenix in this one, but I don't think it'll be a big score because you are a strong team.
2-0, that's all I'm going for there. And 2-0 Phoenix also from Tato. McCready, after last time, he wouldn't get into the Flamingos team. I mean, he's too old, but I don't think he'd get in generally, and yet he's the one brought into the team because he played last time. LeBeau looks a bit better, but he wasn't on the bench last time, so I've promoted the other 2 in.
He also got a 4 in the match against Phoenix last time, got sent off, didn't he?
Ah, yes, of course. Good spot. That was his last time he played, so it's quite a while ago, isn't it, that one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably not best for him not to come straight into the team because they'll be rubbing their hands here. But yeah, we've got 3-0 from Fifey as well for this one. But it's, yeah, I wouldn't rule you out entirely, but I think just with particularly with Stam and Vieira out, I think it's Phoenix's game to lose this one.
Yeah. I think Phoenix do look like they've got this one sewn up before kick-off, but you never know with Ewan. Kim Rinneborgerson refereeing, Dimble going 4-1 Phoenix, and of course a win for Phoenix could put them level on points with Trafford. I can't see the goal difference off the top of my head. Let's have a quick look at it. It would be close. Would it put them top?
Yeah, it would. As it stands, yeah.
I could look at that point. I'm not going to look at the live league table at any point during the rest of it. Good evening, Josh. Welcome to the show. 4-0.
So I like that prediction in first, and then the hellos after.
Unless he thinks that it's that good, it's a home win of an evening here. That's maybe what it is. We'll see.
Yeah, it was a lovely evening outside. I'd rate that a 4-0.
So, kicking off, and Ewan have held out for the first 3 minutes, but it's a goal straight away there for Batistuta, who's been pretty lethal this season. He's got 2 already inside the first 10 minutes of the match. Very, very
I said this would be a big win for Phoenix. It's
Dimble sitting there and he's 4-1, and Josh and his 4-0, thinking, yeah, well, maybe we've underestimated Phoenix. It's a hat trick for Batistuta, a bat trick, you could say. Fifey good with bat tricks. And he's got 4 already, 25 minutes into the match. This is quite some display from Batistuta, and Schalkvist in goal for Ewan Rovers. He's been very much involved picking the ball out of the net. John O'Kane's up to a 7. So it's not all the defence that are falling apart, but that is quite the first half display, and Batistuta has missed at last.
I think he missed one before that as well, but great first half. I mean, it was absolutely on fire. There's not a lot you can do when you're Ewan playing against a team like that, because Batistuta just gunned him down, hasn't he? He's absolutely battered him. Got a few 8s, a 9 and a 10. So
and a 10 for Dimble there, with Batty's getting McGreedy.
Oh, very good. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, 10 for Batistuta. It's quite the performance there for him. 6 shots, 5 on target. So he'd had a shot that hadn't gone in otherwise, but he hadn't missed it. Yeah, that's it, Josh. 4-0. He will look at the half-time score. Of course, Carlos Gamera's had things to do at the back, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think the worst omen looking for Ewan is they've barely broken a sweat as well, Phoenix, haven't they? I mean, they've got 95 defenders and Rivaldo condition-wise, so there's plenty more to come second half, although it normally does quieten down a little bit, doesn't it? But yeah, Battigol's just been in tremendous form, hasn't he? And carrying on after his goal in the last game, and looking to rival the top scorers now, so it's going to be a difficult second half in this one for Ewan.
Yeah, to summarise that, 17 league goals for the season. I mean, that would put him clear top scorer there, I assume. I haven't looked at
He's nearly caught up with my team, I think, on that. I think I've only got 20 odd.
How many Flamingos got? It's
less than 17.
He's been so much faster than Ewan Rogers.
That's good. Yeah.
Deary me.
Very good. He's had a lorry load of goals in the first half, hasn't he?
Yes. Oh, look at John O'Kane. There's no wonder he's actually performing reasonably well. He's magnificent 7 for him there.
Yeah, he's made as many tackles as he has passes, hasn't he? But yeah, I mean, a 7's probably a bit harsh, but considering his team are 4-0 down, there's not an awful lot else he can do, is he's putting as many tackles as the rest of the defence put together, nearly as much as the rest of the team. So I suppose it's a good standing performance from him. So maybe he's pushing to be in a back 3 alongside Rimmer and Stam once they're back. But yeah, it's not a very good performance from the rest of the lads, is it? So I'm sure you'll bring Salt on in the second half to make a difference.
Well, I think it looks like it's time, doesn't it, really? Because David Flitcroft is carrying an injury. Ewan Rovers, they've got absolutely no reason to keep him on the pitch. He's just come back from a long-term injury, so it's time to get him off the pitch. And yeah, we'll shake it up with a bit of Salt and see if they can have a bit more of a crisp second half. Okay.
No.
The blink all of it. It was fun.
Yeah, it's a hill to climb for Ewan in the second half.
Deary me. So it's comfortable at 4-0. The ratings for Phoenix seem to have dropped a little bit. But then suddenly, as soon as I pressed for the substitutes, quite a few of those 7s have shot back up to 8s.
Yeah, 6, 8, so a couple of 9s and a 10. Yeah, I mean, it just shows, doesn't it? It's difficult to play against a team like this when they're in form and taking an okay. Excellent. It's
I thought it was Burek Okan. Yeah, he's thinking, that's Okan, he's not even playing. Yeah, Phoenix make no changes there, and there'll be no more changes for Ewan either during this game. So we've got just under half an hour left. The second half, certainly not got the. Oh, it's 5, and it's a penalty for Petit. And imagine Batistuta had taken that and got a 5th.
I'm surprised he's taken over Batistuta. He's got set pieces 20, hasn't he, Petit, for no apparent reason.
Batistuta did get his 5th. It is 6-0. And Sharkrist has improved over the second half to a 7.
Critchley hasn't.
Yeah, Critchley, his worst performance of the season by quite
He
some
was on a
distance.
4 at that point.
And it's interesting to see that Phoenix did the 6-0 double over Ewan for the season. Beaten to a horse. That's shocking.
It is, but I like it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Look at the performance. It's only Lillian. She's not played very well, has she? For Phoenix. And I think it's because Val was on the bench for Ewan rather than on the team. But Blinkhorn with a 4, Critchley touched a 4 at one point. I suppose that the saving grace is Saviola, okay, and Shellquist have improved. Well, they played all right. Okay, was at 7 at half time, wasn't he? So it's yeah. I mean, what can you say? Batistu's an excellent performance, great performance for Phoenix. And they've really got the results back on track after that draw last time out. So difficult night for Ewan. Lost a few in the goal difference. That might cost them later in the season, particularly 12 goals, like you say, against Phoenix in 2 games.
Shot strumming my pain with his fingers, healing my life with his words.
Yeah, killing me Fosterly. Yeah,
with his salt. Oh, lovely. Well, it was
that's match
shots
one. That's a lot to live
on
up to for the rest of it, isn't it?
I know, yeah. 6 goals in the opening game. The Batistuta are only missing 1 shot. And Shawcross obviously did make 3 saves from his efforts. Zidane played well, got an assist. Rui Costa with 3 assists there. You know, he's a great player, Rui Costa, isn't he?
Yeah, you should probably keep hold of him. Any managers who got him, because he's excellent at creating things. And the thing about Rui Costa, he doesn't score too many, does he? But why does he need to score when he's got Batagol up front for him putting the goals in? Yeah, great performance from Phoenix. I know we give Ewan a bit of praise before the game, didn't we? Saying they're not out of games much, but they've battered them twice this season now. I know they had a red card in the first time. It just shows though what a good team Phoenix are when they put things together. Not a good night for Ewan or Kane. Yeah, 9 out of 10. So he's a shining light. He's going to be pushing for the first team in the coming weeks, particularly if Stam's out for a little while.
Yeah, or maybe even for Foster and putting him back in at right back. Maybe it be a short-sub decision.
Yeah, difficult one, isn't it? But yeah, not the best night, but they've performed well this season. They can still hold their heads up high, can't they? But excellent result for Phoenix.
And 12 passes out of 13 completed in the second half for Saviola is what's moved him from a 5 to a 7, I imagine, at that point. So we're going to move on. We are going to put on next East Coast, regardless of what comes up. So let's get into that one now. East Coast versus Wanderers of Wolverhampton. So both managers, I believe, are here. And we'll see how long it takes for managers to catch up to the stream that obviously we are in a little bit in front of you at the moment.
I'd forgotten about this bloodbath last time out until I saw the East Coast team go up and bonk and Barijo was suspended. So yeah, it was a tough game in more than one sense last time out against Falaraki. Interesting to see how they get on without the 3 players who were suspended this time out.
Everyone's only come to see the Badgers. Well, we'll put it on last in Tato, shall we? So East Coast today obviously been forced into those changes that you mentioned there, but it's not a bad set of adjustments there. Zay Elias has come out of the team and Davids is back in. I think it's Davids rather than Tomasi. Yeah, Davids, I think. Keown in for that guy who was just out of the back, whichever one it was. Montero, was it?
John Terry, is it?
Oh, John Terry, that's it.
I thought you just didn't want to say his name.
No, I completely forgotten who it was.
Montero's not out the back because he's just to his left, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's there. Stupid. And we have got, people can skip ahead and catch up if they had the stream buffering.
Or click the live button, was it we had last time? Someone had mentioned that.
Yeah, clicking the live button can work. Yeah, who was that? Was it David? Turns about that button or something.
Maybe, let's give credit to him anyway. It was
Yeah,
definitely someone
got on,
intelligent,
David.
whoever it was.
And Don Hutchison in attacking midfield just gives them that little bit of skill. I do like to see Don Hutchison making his first league start of the season, but his ratings have been great.
Yeah, do you know, I don't remember seeing a lot of him on the game, but it's he had played well, and particularly when he made his, I think he's only made one appearance off the bench, and he got an 8. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit lacking in the Everton partnership. I think if we don't see a goal by 60, we'd be pushing for Big Dunk on to have that Everton link up. But yeah, East Coast have done very well this season, so it's going to be a tough match for David and Wolves in this time out. But yeah, I think East Coast, even with the suspension, they probably should edge it looking at the squads.
And last time they did just edge it, and it was coming from behind as well. You have him with the opening goal, Barijo and Salva. Well, we won't be seeing Barijo do anything, but will he be able to salva a point or 3 during this game? Tato going for good luck to Davo, not Bobby Davro. That'll be interesting to see that one. So here we are. Look at the Wanderers of Wolverhampton. Today, Roy Keane is that still suspended? Or is he? I think he's suspended for this game. Yeah, David's team selection has come in with a change of formation as well.
Oh, he's gone for the butt plug, hasn't he, this time out? So it narrows it up a little bit. It's they said it was very tight like last game, and it was a late victory for them. But they had been conceding a fair few goals, I think, in the league this season. So it was a much better defensive performance from him. Yavin's always dangerous up front with Collins in behind, isn't he? Darren Anderton centre mid. Let's hope he can last the game. But yeah, it's an interesting one. See how this works out. Pellizzoli in goal. He's due a shocker. I think he's not had one for a little while, is he?
Yeah,
But it's
he's not the most consistent goalkeeper, but at the moment he's been. Well, he got 5 in one game, so maybe that was it.
possibly. But other than that, it's a fairly solid squad, isn't it? Tommy Miller on the bench. You've not seen a lot of him at all,
First
have we?
time in the league, yeah. I was drawn to him as you were just mentioning his name as well. Yeah, first start of the season. He's come onto the bench for Justin Walker as well.
Yeah, well, fair enough. And Hausham's out there, isn't he? He's all the classic players. But interesting to see Kivu at left back rather than Sidatska. Fortes should be in the starting lineup. I mean, that's a huge mistake. But I think I'm going to go. I'm going to say 3-1 East Coast.
3-1 to East Coast, so a little bit better than last time. And it'll be interesting to see what other people have in here. We've got Tato hoping for a draw. Is it going to be a draw? We've got Eva Eriksson refereeing this one just to make sure we know which one it is. So it's Eva A. Eriksson. 2-0, says Dimble. He's confident his team can keep a clean sheet. And with Montero, Okoronkwo, and Keon at the back, there's always a chance of doing that, isn't there?
Yeah, they'll be hoping not to have any duff defensive performances.
Yavin has 15, so Batistuta is clear now. What's he on? 18 league goals in 20 games. Well, 20 games, he might not have played them all as well. So
yeah. So Yavin will be Keon to make up, won't he, and getting equalising.
Robbing my life with his words. Kivu me softly with his wolves. With
Hausham.
Kivu me softly. 2-2 here. No, that's Fuji's or Roberta Flack, obviously, in the old days. So, we had some predictions. David kept his mouth closed about predictions. He's keeping his cards close to his chest. It's 0-0, 10 minutes in. What a boring match compared to the last one. But East Coast looking like they were pressing a little bit more. Wolves starting to get back into it, and then forward Don Hutchison misses a target, the first real chance that we've had. 25 minutes in, still awaiting a goal. 3 bookings for East Coast. After last game, not too surprised. Keon, Tomasi, Davids with those cards. Danger yellows potentially. And 10 minutes to half time, just over a chance again. Hutchison misses a target once more, but he is in the right positions to have these. 5 minutes to half time. An offside call was the most entertaining thing there. Salva smashes one over the bar. And then just before half time, any chances? Over the bar as well. Half time, 0-0. And yeah, you think from looking at the ratings, East Coast are just edging this.
Yeah, they seem to have had the more shots. Just I don't think there's been too many on target from the commentary. It's a little bit concerned, like you mentioned. The three Scallies have picked up bookings, haven't they? There, Keown, Tomasi, and Davids. I mean, they're probably the three most likely candidates. You'd probably back Montero to get one in the second half, and maybe Bowyer as well. But yeah, I think somebody's got to change up. Somebody needs to come off the bench and be Hierro, don't they, and get a winner.
That's what they're holding up for. It's no shots on target in the entire half from both teams. So there may well be some ideas of substitutes here. Now, Dimbaloli team are fully fit. I know you usually like to go through to 60 minutes. It's quite possible you want to do that, but your team are winning tackles at least and creating chances, even if they. I'm sure Don Hutchison's had 2 chances in that first half.
He might have created one for another person potentially. What they really need at the 60-minute mark is an excellent striker to come off the bench and tuck away those chances, isn't it?
Yeah, one that maybe do a video to support somebody else. And for David, team again, fitness is looking good. Neil Scally, 2 out of 10 tackles. So he knows what to do, he just doesn't know how to do it for this team. And are they missing Roy Keane? I actually don't think they're missing him at the moment. They're obviously keeping that clean sheet, and the team are performing all right.
Yeah, I suppose if Keane win rather than Scally, he might make more than 20% of his tackles. So Scally seems to be robbing a living in midfield at the minute. Let's hope he can make the most of his tackles in the second half. But yeah, player ratings they're not having the greatest day, are they? But I mean, they'll be pleased to be 0-0 at half time after that performance, and no shots on target so far. It might just take one shot to get a winner, so potentially people can change things up a bit later.
Yeah, I think half an hour, the last half hour will be absolutely crucial. Duncan Don go nuts for the last 30 minutes, obviously one of our favourite headlines there. Yeah, I noticed in the chat that David and Dimble both have the same colours. Maybe it's the David Dimbleby link or something. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, they have the same colours. And they're playing against each other. There'd be a clash there. They should have been. What David should have been forced to wear his away colours.
That's your highlight of the first half, isn't it?
Probably so. Yeah, just noticing that. Duff's 20 out of 22 passes is pretty good as well.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
but any subs for David? I suppose the call just before, just to check.
I've got the feeling he's on quite a delay compared with others because he's his comments are usually coming out a little bit afterwards. If he's making any changes, then I don't know who it'd be. I think he's probably going to stick till 60.
It maybe want him to discover the live button. That helps.
He's just getting the stream ahead. Maybe he's contemplating or just doing things. Yeah, let's.
It's possible he might be telling Fortes to warm up, and he's just trying to encourage him off the bench a little bit. It might might need to call an ambulance for him potentially.
East Coast, you having a chance? He's good. There we are. Lovely. Right. Maybe he's really slow at typing. Start turning to 60-minute subs now, and we'll be all good. Brilliant. Second half. Yeah, Montero's just quickly switched up to an 8, and noticing that one flicking across there. Whereas there have been more chances towards East Coast, but the David's yellow card came in. We're looking at substitutes. Estebaria missing the target. Davids is up to a 9, and he's obviously up to a yellow as well. In fact, I am going to go to Wanderers of Wolverhampton first for their substitutes. Lescott has dropped to a 5. Got some 6s and 7s, and that's your conditions. So there's no condition concerns. I'll leave it on the ratings. And what would you do, Quinton, at this point?
Yeah, I'd go for it. I'd put a couple of subs on just to shake things up a bit. I think I'd leave Yavin on the pitch, but I'd maybe take Anderton possibly out of centre mid. and just put someone on a bit more attacking. I'd like to say Fortes, but I'd probably go with Huckabee, to be honest. And Huckabee and Robin out
Davies more
wide.
central or something.
Davies more central, yeah. Just go for 3 attacking mids and see how that goes. Just to try and get a goal, because so the people have still been wasteful in this second half. So it's just about getting shots in, isn't it?
Yeah. There's got to be some kind of shooting going on at some point. I mean, if it's not during the match, I think maybe one of the players at the end of the game, if no one can get a shot on target. Yeah. Well, obviously they've seen his team, got chances to do that, so I'll switch it back over to East Coast, and yeah. So Keon's on a 6. You got 4 yellow cards, and condition-wise, again, everybody is absolutely fine. So conditions are not an issue there. So, Dimble, if you have any suggestions here, then that's all good with you being on the show. I do get sub requests and things in the chat from quite a lot of managers in my DMs and whatever, but it's always better if the managers make it themselves for the games if they're actually here.
Well, so yeah, I think of this as Tim mentioned, yeah, big dunks coming on for Esther Berea. The difficulty here, isn't it, is with 4 yellow cards. It's
You can't take them all
when
off.
no, not everyone can go off, but people have got to keep going. So I've not got a dishwasher, Tato, if
You know,
that
I don't
helps.
have a dishwasher either. Yeah, here's someone's dishwashers. Is it yours?
It might be a might be a burglar alarm down the street if Big Dunk's house is being broken into. It could be.
More beeps than if you would be dunk. More beeps than if hopefully if you are listening, Wolfie. More beeps than I'd have to put in a chat if you were my co-commentator, maybe as well. Nothing else attacking worth bringing on, says Dimble, and Davies swap with Andertron.
Any more subs, David, at this point? Big question.
We shall see. I said probably worth having a go there. Anderson pushing a bit further forward, but yeah, both teams have fairly good condition. Obviously, as we mentioned, big dunk on, and maybe the beeps are just in my ears.
Yeah, Tato's suffering from tinnitus, isn't he? That's a problem.
Yeah, he's good, lovely. But what about any more subs? Anyway, half an hour to go.
Let's
We
have
were,
some
we were looking
action.
forward to the subs, and we had got one. So yeah, will we get a first goal? There's been a shot on target, definitely there. Pelizzoli was forced into a save. We got a 5th yellow card. And 15 minutes to go, still 0-0. And Salva puts one over the bar. And again, Salva with a terrible effort. It's not working out for him today. He did score the winner last time out between the two sides, though. Anything coming in the last few minutes? No. 0-0. Tomasi man of the match. Not a single player from Wolves made it up to an 8. And Yavin, the worst player on the pitch.
Yeah, that was a pretty boring match, wasn't it? Really. I mean, East Coast tried. Wolves didn't really show any attacking threat, did they? And it's a good result for them. Only 2 shots, one on target from each compared to East Coast 9. But yeah, like David said, he'll take a point, and a 0-0 draw away to East Coast is a good result. However, got to be disappointed, I suppose, if you're East Coast just having 11% of your shots on target. It's a tough one, that, isn't it? Tough one to take.
Yeah, I mean, this was a game. I mean, what was the first bit on the chat today? Dimble saying, no, they won't, about things, but I did say maybe the Wolves will be a team that could do something. I'm not sure how much I believed it at the start, so really well done to Wolves and David for selecting the side there. Really, really good performance. Well, not a good performance, but really good outcome.
They've definitely got better defensively in the last couple of games, haven't they, with the setup? It's just a question now of can they offer more of a prolonged attacking threat? Because I suppose we've only seen that late Robin goal last time out, and nothing much else going forward the last time out. So East Coast will have better days. It's just a poor shooting. If they had Batistuta, they might have put 5 or 6 past him.
Yeah.
So yeah, Wolves need to show a bit more attacking threat now, but they've definitely tightened things up a bit at the back, and they've got a
Is it
valuable
2
point
clean
here.
sheets in a row?
Yeah, it was 1-0 last time out,
Yeah.
and this is a 0-0. So some good results and well played to David. But yeah, Dimble's got to be a little bit unhappy with the result after the 9 shots.
Batistuta not brave enough. You're right. Oh,
Yeah, it's a fair
Tato
point.
predicting get Fifey or his Badgers boys on next, and there
Oh,
we
that's
are.
Des is in. That's the big
Yes,
headline news,
I mean
isn't it?
I did try and I've been doing it all season, haven't I? Try to coerce Flamingos managers to bring in Des Fioaso. Last time round, a 3-0 defeat to Racers, which I suppose was an expected sort of outcome. This time round, same formation. We've got Eldar Hadzimahmedovic playing in defensive mid with something a bit different there. Malmstrom coming in as well. Kranchar and Fioaso changes there. So yeah, four first team changes, I think it is.
I think the important thing is Montari out as well, isn't it? Because he has
Yeah,
been absolutely shocking, and he has been terrible. He missed some training as well recently, didn't he? But yeah, I mean the front three, Des, Nico, and Stella Martin up front. That's a little bit different, isn't it? So they might offer a bit more. Not a big fan of Hatzimehmedovic playing in defensive mid, and I can see why we're going for a defensive formation just because they do concede a lot of goals, sort of. But I don't know. I'm going to go for a goal for Flamingos tonight. I'd back what Des to get his first of the season.
I think the attributes are developing a little bit. I mean, if we go back at some point, if I can be bothered, to have a look at one of the earlier streams and see the first time I clicked on Des Fioaso, see what the difference is. I'm sure you must have improved.
Yeah, I mean, he's no Aquilani, is he? Aquilani's got excellent stats in there, and it's good to see Fife is using the likes of Roy at left defensive mid and Stocker in defence well, so making most of the squad that's available. And you wouldn't begrudge him to get a point in any games, but Falaraki would be disappointed if he was against them. But I'm going to back Flamingos to get a goal. At least it's a bit of progress tonight for him. But they'll just like a performance as good as last time, although it was a 3-0 loss. There was some promising
Yeah,
signs.
they weren't bad, were they? That's definitely one thing that can be said, that Fifey has turned the team into a team that are putting in some performances, if not getting the results. For Falaraki, last time up we saw that they'd had the absolutely bizarre game with the fight, two people pushing each other, being a bit naughty. This time round, I think we've just got the one change then of Collins out, Keane in.
Yeah, and Sigalko picked up a booking, didn't he, off the bench last time, so he's suspended as well, so he won't be available off the
Yeah, Joao
bench.
Paiva taking his place on the bench, and D'Alessandro coming in for where Keane usually sits. He doesn't usually sit there. It's his first visit to the Flamingos stadium.
Yeah, we've not seen a lot of Robbie Keane in this league at all, have we? So I think he might get a couple tonight in this game. I like what Falaraki are doing, going with the attacking lineup. It will be a bit different to miss the guys suspended, Collins and Sigalko. But looking at that lineup, there's plenty in there to trouble the opposition, isn't there? So yeah, I mean, hopefully Flamingos might be able to get a goal and have a positive night. But Falaraki as well, they need the points, don't they? So again, let's hope they've got the shooting boots on and we can have a better game than we saw in the last one.
Yes, yeah, we went from 6-0 to 0-0, and so you're sticking with sort of three.
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna say 4-1. I think Falaraki are fairly strong out. Then Robbie Keane's got a point to prove. But it'll be interesting to see if anyone else has got any predictions. Home run on legs. Well, good luck with that. Good night, Thimble.
Dimble. Yeah, I would say well played, but yeah, your team can't shoot. They can usually. Oh, we've got nice colours there of Falaraki. I mean, it would be good if we just left it like that, but as soon as you get that text, flash it up and do stuff, it's bizarre, isn't it? Frode Siravog Lindbo refereeing in a nice wet 24-degree Norwegian August afternoon. Lovely. Savage going 1-0 Flamingos.
Yeah, well, that's a positive shout for Flamingos, isn't it?
Then 3-1 says Josh for Falaraki, and Tato saying 1-all. 1-1, of course, would be superb for Flamingos until you realise it would get them relegated. So we shall see how this game goes. And kicking off, and they seem to be trying to hold out longer than New and Rovers did against what do you call them, Phoenix. But they're certainly under the cosh from the very, very beginning. Then going down the pitch, Frey's made a good save. He's made a good save. That must have been, was that Crancher? He's up to a 7, so he's either made a good pass or had a shot at goal. Flamingos not looking completely out of this. Hargreaves has come close. Sorochinsky, good save. Sunyastein. Saviola again with a chance. And we are 15 minutes from half time. Still the pressure on from Falaraki. Still being soaked up by that Flamingos defence. You are staying up to 8. Great performance so far. The defensive mid position is looking reasonably strong. And Joe Cole with a chance, another one that's been kept out. And finally, Robbie Keane, as you mentioned, Quinton. Robbie Keane getting that opening goal, but it's 1-1. Talon Martin gets the equaliser. 1-1 at half time. Now, I don't know how many times Flamingos have been into the half time level.
Maybe did they get
Have
a draw
they?
of Fifey in the first result? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
In terms of half time, I'm not
half-time.
sure. But excellent first half. I mean, if you look, there's no Montari ratings, nothing on a 4 or a 5. We're all
Except
6s
Kivu.
across the board, other than 7s and 8s as well. But then you look on Kivans, and Kivu's not doing as well. But Flamingos, everyone at least a 6. So excellent performance so far. And that is the big question, isn't it? Where is Fifey?
Yeah, he was. He was here.
And then he
So
said he was in the hot tub with the managers, and that was it.
Fifey's not here, but Steve turns up. So it's good to see that Steve's here. Good evening,
Are
Steve.
you suggesting they're the same person?
I've never seen them two in the. I have. Yep. so we have a look at this half time. Flamingo scored their only shot on target, and Falaraki with theirs 5 shots on target. So obviously very good. Hoping up 20 minutes behind on the stream. We're going to go to look at the Flamingos substitutes at this point. Cat needed attending to. So just in case Fifey is here, I don't think he'd want to make any half-time subs.
No, you wouldn't when it's like that, would you? But I mean, when it does say 1 shot on target, I'm sure it said Fred pushed one away earlier as well. So maybe it was a dangerous cross that had come in. So
Yeah, there
they have, they
was something. You're right.
yeah, they have shown a bit more attacking threat, haven't they? And Aquilani is playing well again. Kranjka, obviously, the star man other than Yarstein in the first half. So excellent performance from him first half and an excellent result as well. But we have seen Falaraki before. They're more of a second half team, aren't they, in terms of goals, although they can't rely on people like Sigalko off the bench this time out. So be interesting to see what happens, particularly at the substitution stage in this one.
Substitutes are going to be vital for Falaraki if they're going to go break down this Flamingo side, of course. Just going to check the match report and see when that Frey pushed it away. If it was a header, that's what I want to have a look at here. This is just nonsense research going on
This is
here.
just your own research, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
probably not even
exactly.
going to tell you, is it?
I wonder if it's in here.
It was earlier than that.
Yeah, I thought it was earlier than that. So yeah, it's before the goals. It doesn't mention it anywhere. It's like it's just been forgotten.
I've not forgotten it.
Yeah.
Let's see how the goals went in.
Here the goals went in. It was a lovely striking at Fury. Hargreaves to Keane. And he struck Tyson Fury and scored. And then Talon Martin took on Stephen Gerrard and John Terry and then smashed it into the top corner. Lovely goal. It was Cranchar. So it's been spotted, has it?
Well, no, you'd said Crunchy had gone up in ratings, hadn't he? He was 7 or whatever in the first bit, so it might have been on the commentary. I didn't see it at the time. Oh, yeah, it's that Frey got across to tip it wide. So he can't have tipped it wide if he wasn't on target.
He hasn't
Unless
even
he's tipped it wide there.
That's really interesting because he hasn't had a shot. Des Fioso's had a shot, but Cranchar hasn't. So volleys don't count as shot. I don't know. There's something that's really strange about that. Anyway, we'll
I
go
don't
on
think
to
it's as strange as looking at it for that long.
60 minutes regardless. I'm just saying, you never know where Champino might be hiding and unable to see stuff. Champino, if you are here, obviously you can send messages through if you can't reply on here because you're banned or anything like that. It's still 1-0. We're into substitute time. It's still 1-0. And with Fifey, I mean, are you here, Fifey? Let's see, I mean, Cranchar 84% is fine, and Croft at 85 has a poorly foot. But other than that, probably the team are doing okay. Um, yeah, I mean, what would you do in this situation?
I don't think I'd do an awful lot, to be honest. I think because they're playing well, although Croft, like you say, has got a foot injury, there's no one on the bench who's a natural right back replacement. I mean, you'd be tempted to try and shake things up a bit by maybe withdrawing Des. He's not had much of an impact, and sticking someone like Jocelyn or Estefania on, potentially Teletsky, just for something a bit different, and just trying to get a second goal and an unlikely winner. Um,
Get Des off for Jocelyn Fifey. I mean, I have just put a message through towards him just in case he is, you know, up somewhere. So I'm just having a look at the Falaraki substitutes. They've gone for usual sort of subs applying, but obviously this time round they are without Sigalko. But as it's usual sub instructions, this would be his replacement Paiva, wouldn't it? That would come on.
yeah, I think so. We're not seeing a goal from Savio. I mean, the other alternative is Sammy
Eto,
Eto'o, isn't it?
yeah.
But I think I'd put on Paiva as an out and out striker if it's only the one position. I'd maybe be tempted to take someone like Joe Cole off for Eto'o as well, just for
Well,
he's
he's the
only got a
worst
seven.
performing attacking midfielder, and I mean Keane scored. Ronaldinho,
I suppose it
Joko.
depends on fitness maybe between the two, but Ronaldinho's the more likely, isn't it, I suppose, in terms of goal
Yeah,
scorers
it's Joe
for him.
Cole's going to come off there. Joe Cole will come off, and that would be Eto there, then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd go Eto'o over D'Alessandro. Van der Vaart's more central midfield in your left midfield, so I think Eto'o's the natural out of those.
And yeah, Fifey's still not here. Uh,
Well, that's the question. I guess if he doesn't come back, are you going to make that sub and take Des off for Jocelyn? I think
yeah,
I'd say I'd do it, and
I think
Tato's doing similar. So it's
we'd probably all be in that thing. I'm going to do it because it just means that it's getting sorted there, isn't it? Jocelyn did come on last game, didn't he? I think.
yeah, he's been valid. He's got a goal at least, maybe even two, hasn't he, this season? So he's a bit more of a threat, and it keeps the defence solid as it is, but
Yeah.
just provides him a different threat up front
They've
and a
lost a
bit more.
single defensive sub as far as I'm aware, anyway, so we won't be able to take Croft off.
Well, not without putting someone like Minarelli at right back, and it's not ideal, is it? So
No,
it's
as a left mid, it's a left attacking mid. Yeah, let's just let's go for that. We'll do that one change there, and Fifey, if you win now, it's all down to us.
but we need player ratings on. Yeah, that's it.
There we are. Right, so 25 minutes left. It's still 1-1. A chance there. Robbie Keane coming for a good save. I think Yarstein's made another one. And Robin does make it 2-1 eventually.
Robin on the 9 now.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job. As soon as Faraki scored, it provoked Flamingos into an attack. But there's Stocker taking a yellow card. It was 3 briefly. Robbie Keane having that goal disallowed. And it looks like we are now reaching that point where Flamingos, with 6 matches to go, Ronaldinho had one disallowed as well. 6 matches to go, have unfortunately succumbed to the problem at this point, and Flamingos now have been relegated. So it's 2-1, not a bad result. Falaraki dominating the chances, caught offside a load.
Yeah, I mean, I think although Flamingos will be disappointed that it was only Only 2-1. Very good, Mike. Game on Stocker. I mean, it's a really great result for Flamingos in the context of the overall season. Bit fortunate that 2 goals were disallowed late on, but it's a tough one to take, isn't it, when you only lose by 1 when you've put in such a decent performance. But fair play to Flamingos. They give it their shot. They just didn't come forward in the second half and push for another goal, really. And Falaraki, I mean, they'll be pleased to get through that one because it's a difficult task, and it's hard to come up against Flamingos when they've been set up now with the manager picking the formation and try and matching people
Yeah,
into the right places. So it's a tough one for them. They've come through it. Robin's got a 9. The player ratings improved. Gerard and Keane with an 8. So Keane's given them something to think about next time. Everyone else other than Keane on a 7, isn't it? So not the best performance from Falaraki. They've still got the result, and it's a valuable 3 points.
and you have a look into Flamingos with the fact that Kagura's playing fairly well, a Hadzi Mekmendov victory for Falaraki. Superb. Yeah, live graphics. Live graphics have been noticed. Yeah, it had to be done, didn't it? It had to be done. And we see, yeah, I mean, look, Cranchard's probably earned himself a place in the team now with that 8.
Yeah, it was a very good performance from him. Martin, obviously, with a goal is excellent. Aquilani's been really good, hasn't he? And I mean, Roy Darler at left back's not been bad at all. Dennis Kagura. Yasin's obviously the established number 1 as well for Fife. And yeah, let's say they are unlucky. It's just, I suppose it's very hard with the number of defensive players they've got to then put 3 attacking players in defensive mid positions, isn't it? But
Yeah.
they've performed as well as they can do, and I'm just looking forward to seeing Fifey's squad next season when he picks his own.
Yeah, I believe he's taking 24 of the Flamingo squad.
Yeah, and Suleimantari's going to have to find his own way, isn't he?
That's it. That's it. Look at Robbins tackling. What? Is he stopping all the Flamingos breaking out of defence and taking it
Possibly,
forward?
yeah. I was going to say it's man against boys, but Robin's only young, isn't he, on this version because he's obviously just broke into the team himself. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of tackle in the front from those guys, and say what want the best performance first half. They do tend to get a little bit better in the second half, and they have done. And yeah, and Robin's been the star man, rightly so, for getting involved at both ends of the pitch.
It's only early. Well, yeah, David's saying he's got a 3D flamingo placemat. Oh, it sounds absolutely superb.
It's horrendous.
That's got to be seen. That's got to be seen.
High praise indeed, isn't it?
Well, we will be skipping your game at the moment, and we'll put
That's
that on a bit later.
unbelievable.
And we will go to Badgers versus Racers. One change for Badgers after their huge win against Hulls last time round. And it sees Scally out and Clausen coming in with Rusk filling in on the bench. I suppose that's 2 changes, isn't it? Yeah, decent lineup.
Yeah, Clausen's an interesting choice because Russ can provide a bit more bite, can't he?
Hey.
But I suppose you don't want someone who's a bit of a fouler in that position. So Clausen should be fairly good, and he's a threat from penalties as well, isn't he? The midfielder got plenty of legs, but they don't tend to run an awful lot. More of a walker. But yeah, excellent result last time out against Hulls, wasn't it? And I suppose Racers had a good result last time with a 3-0 as well. So Badgers are unfortunate to be facing them in good form. So it should make an interesting match.
Yeah, it should be an interesting match indeed. I just realised I've left that graphic on for quite a long time. I'll take it off now. Yes.
Just rubbing it home that flamingos are down. Have you ever seen a flamingo on its knees before and like sitting down?
Yeah, imagine that happened. Imagine.
I'd Google image search that one.
So the Badgers reserves did win their match, and for Racers, unchanged. Thomas is still injured. The rest of the team still there as they are, so unchanged from last time with the 3-0 win.
Yeah, it was that change of formation, wasn't it? It made them a bit more of an attacking threat. Excellent performance, particularly from Earnshaw and Bellamy. They'll be hoping for more of the same, but it's a different task, isn't it, against Badgers? Hopefully there'll be some goals in this one. I'm going to go for maybe 3-2 Badgers.
Should we go for 5 goals? Well, we've had what have we had so far? 9 in 3 games.
I haven't been counting. I know there was 6 in
6
one.
and 1 and a 3. Yeah, I think that's where we are. So referee, he is big and clever. Jan Harold Cleven referee in there. Decent team races. Yeah, Welsh team as well. Welsh team. That's the way to describe them. Yeah, they're certainly not a bad side, are they?
Yeah, there's no savage comments about them, is there? It's they're decent enough to perform fairly well.
Savage going 3-1 for Badgers, but Savage to score. And Tato going 4-0, and you've gone for 3-2. Anyone
Yeah, so
else with
let's
predictions this
speed it up
morning?
and get on with it.
That's we've gone slow commentary.
Let's speed it up, yeah.
Exactly. So, chance there. I think that was David Collins with the opening chance of the game. Sullivan has had a chance. I think he's hit the bar. A home win predicted for David as well.
Come on, David, be specific. Let's have some goals as well.
Dave Barnett takes the first yellow card. Yavin's had a chance as well for Badgers. It has been all Badgers on the attack. Yavin with another chance. Collins again with one. Just cannot break it. Steve going 2-1. Gary Speed puts one off target. And currently Paul Jones has certainly been the busier goalkeeper. But Race is coming slightly back into this. Looking a bit more lively. David did go for 2-1. Whereas Tony Sullivan gets it to make it 1-0. And almost at half time, will there be a second goal? And which way will it go? It'll go nowhere. Oh, chances again. And now, despite the fact that Paul Jones has been a busier goalkeeper, David Priest is playing better out of the two.
Yeah, it's Badger started off the better team out of the two. Then Racers came back into it, and the goal almost was against the runner playing that little spell. But I don't think it's undeserved after the first half performance. I don't think the stats back it up, but Badger certainly seemed to be the better team. Speed's letting Racers down a little bit in midfield at the minute. Yeah, they've had more shots, haven't they? Just been a bit more wasteful, so they've had the same number on target each of them. Sullivan obviously playing well. I think did that say it was his 10th goal of the season, maybe for Sullivan. It was.
Yeah, 8
It's
of them in the cup, but yeah, second league goal in 8 games.
yeah, so yeah, I mean he's been doing well, hasn't he? He's deserving his place in the team, and I suppose the only concern is that we've got a couple of sixes and Barnett's got a booking as well. So if Racers get on for the second half, it's still all to play for us yet.
So Vance Warner just doing 100% passing, but not a lot else going on from him. That's probably why he's on the 6. Looking into the opposition, Speed has missed his tackles. He's put his passes in, but he's missed his tackle, missed his shot, and missed most of his headers.
Yeah, he's missed a lot, hasn't he? There, so
And
yeah,
caught offside twice.
not very good performance for him. So
Oh,
we'll
worth the Badgers.
very good. Very good.
Oh
Yeah,
dear. Right, well, we're going to
on to
60
60.
minutes. Racers have no sub plans at all during this game, and Badgers have 60 minutes to make their changes. Well, it's not been the most exciting starts. They'll have Delaney with a chance and Savage as well, I think it was there. But Badgers, look at that. We've got Warner, Collins on 6s. I will just check your conditions very quickly. There's no one way off, so you'll be fine with those, Tato. I know. Yeah, he's well prepared to go to bed, I think, isn't he? Barnett's yellow card. Clausen, yeah, playing well as he stepped in. Duff doing a good job. And it shows that Priest is having to play well, so they're not comfortable, are they?
No, it's not. Yeah, Priest just made what looked like a good save on there, didn't he? So maybe just a sub to freshen it up in the attacking sense, but it's hard to pick who's coming off, who's coming on. Collins for McPhee and shove him up top. It is well boring. You're right, Tato. I think this might shake it up a little bit.
And there we are. Okay. Yep. I'll look at that and just check races. If there's anyone really struggling, I'll remove. But no, they're not. So everything will be left as it is. I assume from putting the comment in there, it must be, getting on with it. That's it. From the comment of, well, boring, I think it was a case of, I've made my sub, now get on with it. 20 minutes to go, and it might be boring, but you're still 1-0 up. As it is, Racers try to get back in. Bellamy crossed it in, but no one could finish that one off. And then Walker's come out the other end and had a shot. It's still very even in terms of chance for one team, chance for the other, but more chances there for
I don't know if that was a
Racers.
post for Racers.
Was it? There's so
Maybe.
much going on at this point. Robbie Savage, there he is. He's on the
It's on target.
action. Yeah, on target with somebody's leg or something. 1-0. David Priest, man of the match, and it was never comfortable. It was never
Well,
comfortable, was it?
the positive potato is he's going to have a good night's sleep, isn't he, after that one? Because it was a pretty dull match. I know I went for a 3-2, but I mean, keepers played well, to be fair to them both. It looked like Priest made some good saves. I don't know if it was Warner who came forward and had the shot for Badgers rather than Walker a little bit later on. But yeah, Clausen's had a good performance, Sullivan, Walker, Duff. So there are some good individual performances, particularly on the Badgers team, and Jones likewise for Racers. Racers did show a bit more attacking threat, but they're just denied by excellent goalkeeping performance in that one.
So David Priest is actually man of the match for the second time this season against Racers, and the aggregate score between the two sides has been 1-0. Wearing their hearts on their sleeves. Lovely.
Yeah, very nice. That's good. I mean, it does show, doesn't it, what a solid team Racers are, because Badgers, they took apart Hull's last time out. I know Hull's only had 10 men and they've had a couple of big victories, but Racers have been hard to beat from. So there are some positives for Racers. They've done fairly well. And neither Walker or Warner had a shot. You're right, highlighting that.
Really strange. Look at Clausen there. He's won 8 tackles, 6 headers, and a good chunk of his passes.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be pushing for a regular place in that team, won't he?
It's just up against Scally.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Some absolute classic CM players in there, but yeah, good result for Badgers. It's not the best performances, but all you can ask for is 3 points, can it, in this situation? It's better than last time out, like you mentioned, rather than 0-0. Racers, I mean, Speed's not had his better game, has he? But he's fairly decent. Earnshaw looks like he might have picked up a knock late on in that second half.
Yeah,
and a
quite
good
likely.
performance from Jones as well. So definitely better performance again with that change in formation that they've had over the last couple of games. But Badgers just slightly the better team.
I mean, anyone that ends a game less fit than Darren Barnard must be injured. And he's
I
hit
saw him with a 6 stamina on one game fairly recently. So
yeah, just can't see him past a 4. Never seen him past a 4. The Badger train rolls on, and is it Dream Street Station next? Is it? There we go. Watching it during literacy. Oh yes, put it on for your class. We're a nice, clean family show here. Yeah,
good
thank
night,
you,
Tato.
Tato. Good night. And then we get to Iron Curtain versus Allenwell. And yeah, I was kind of half expecting Robbie to be on for the show. Don't get me
He
wrong, I'm
might be
always here
injured.
for it, but
There's a possibility he's
yeah,
injured like the rest of his team, isn't there? But it's I mean, this is the game I was looking forward to most out of this because yeah, four suspensions for the Iron Curtain. So it's probably come at the best time for both teams, really. I suppose if they're going to get suspensions, isn't it? Because Alumwell have been really unfortunate with injuries and trying to put a team together. So for Iron Curtain to be missing 4 of their players, it's probably the best team to play against. And likewise for Alumwell, it's probably the best time to play Iron Curtain when they're missing 4 men and they've
yeah,
not got full
I
squad.
actually think that the Allenwell injury crisis is not as bad as this unavailability selection that they've got today. Last time around they played each other, it was 3-0 to Allenwell with 2 for Bonk and 1 for Yusuf Hersey. So, good result there. So Iron Curtain going in with this team today, very much altered where necessary. Krakowski and Romashchenko both coming into the centre back positions. Lysan's at left back, and Titov is in for Mostovoy in midfield as well.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Titov on the game. He played better for me in a central role rather than in an attacking midfield role. I mean, he's doing all right this season. I suppose it's inflated a little bit by the cup,
By
isn't it?
the
But
cup,
still,
yeah.
7.22 in the league with most of the performance off the bench isn't bad. Barasha played well at right back last time out. Again, I don't really like Romashchenko at centre back. I think he's better in a central midfield position or defensive mid position, but he can certainly do a job in there.
Yeah, I think his
Um,
tackling's gone up 2 this season.
yeah, well, he's a very good player, isn't he? And I suppose looking at the rest of the lineup, there's not an awful lot of space you can include him elsewhere because Carpion's been in good form. I suppose the only thing I would try to look for a bit more is a bit more of Vasilya because we haven't seen a lot of him this season, but he can be deadly. But how do you get in front of Shevchenko and Sigalko?
Yes, it's one of those things, isn't it? I mean, Sigalko has 8 league goals, Shevchenko 9, so they're both putting in performances, and yeah, it's a case of he'll get his chance, but maybe it'll be once it doesn't matter for the rest of the season. They just want to get themselves over the line to be safe. Allenwell this time around, yeah, only 3 players missing. Well, obviously the rest of the squad are missing that aren't playing, but yeah, only 3 players needed to be unavailable for today.
Yeah, they've struggled more though, haven't they, of the last few weeks? So it is two good teams. This I've said many times. I like Alumwell and Iron Curtain, particularly the concept behind the
Yeah,
Iron
yeah,
Curtains are excellent. But
great for both
Alumwell's got
teams. Is
a nice balance, hasn't it, with some smattering of quality, some champ legends, and some others as well with the Walsall connection. So. Yeah, excellent concepts from them both. Looking forward to the game, and hopefully it'll be more entertaining than we've seen in others. But let's try and keep all the men on the pitch from injuries and suspensions too.
Yeah, I mean, when I've said that, yeah, it's only 3 players out. I mean, Ekiog, Youngberg, Ricketts, these would all be first team players as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's kind of a semi-reserve team match. Maybe what you might expect to be put out in a cup. Although Iron Curtain played a keeper.
It, tough to call a winner in this one because I said I do like both teams. I think they both played fairly well at points. Although Iron Curtain haven't got as many points as should do. I'm going to say 2-all. Sit on the fence for this one, but just hope for an entertaining game.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think I could call this game. I don't think I could. It's not my job to do it. It's you and the other people on the stream watching. So predictions will come in, but we'll get the
I'm
game
going to say
kicked off.
2-all and a Titov goal now. I've slagged him off because he's.
Well, it's started off with I don't know. It's been pretty end to end actually. Casano's just missed a chance there. Then down the other end, Carpines put one wide, and then back down to the other side, and Yavin having a chance at basketball going on, but they're not scoring points. Savage going 3-0 Allenwell. 22 minutes into this match. Kiotis and Ingleton both on 8s, and there's the opening goal. It's Ibrahim Said for Allenwell, making it 1-0 with just half an hour into the game now. A yellow card for Rustico. I suppose one thing about Iron Curtain is now when they get yellow cards, they're not going to result in suspensions because most of them are having them already. Sigalko's having a chance there for Iron Curtain, and it's coming towards half time. Will we get another goal at this point? Chances, but no second goal. Said having a great first half all round by the look of it.
Yeah, and it's taking Nigmatulin having a great first half for the Iron Curtain to stop Alumwell getting in front even further, isn't it? But yeah, it was pretty end to end early on, but Alumwell definitely had the better out of the two teams. Saeed getting a goal, great performance, and good performance as well from the fullbacks and the keeper. So yeah, they've got to be pleased with that, taking the lead and 5 shots out of 7 on target. It's definitely been one of the better matches we've seen tonight so far.
Yeah, agreed. Looking at it, so Saeed's had a chance. He's won his tackles, won all his headers, most of his passes. Very good first half. Akarish Bonk, on the other hand, has not been quite as successful as usual for this team, but you know he usually comes good at least once during the game. He'll do something decent for his side. Darian Cole, as you're saying, performing well, and yeah, I don't know if Robbie's here. Whether he's got any plans. He's just not usually a half-time sub, though, is he?
No, I wouldn't have said change anything at this point. Like you said, there's only Bonk who's not performing at a fairly decent level, but he's not been terrible. He's just had his shot off target, and you think if he got a shot on target, he might be on a 7 because the rest of his stats seem fairly good. As for the Iron Curtain, Titov looks like he's picked up a knock. He's on 79%, so that's probably the worry, isn't he? But no one's really setting the world alight. Nigmatulin is playing really well in goal, but that's the one thing keeps him in it at the minute.
Yeah, I have had a message from Duggan regarding substitutes, and there are none planned whatsoever unless a player actually comes off. So he'll be going with the team as they are. I'm just checking Alan Moore regarding things because I think Robbie was probably expecting to be on. So I'm just looking back to his usual sub requests.
I think it'd be unusual at this stage to be
And I
1-0
look
up, playing well, and do it at the half time stage when there's no injuries.
Yeah, let's get to 60 anyway, and see if I can. When you talk about it next time, if I can get to where we're supposed to be going. It's chance again. I think that was Cassano. Was it Cole actually? The chance then.
Not sure. I
I think
didn't
he might
quite
have
see
drifted
who had the
down to a
shot, but yeah,
seven as a
possibly
result
Cole.
of missing the target. And so subs at this point. Let's see if we've got anything. Oh, tell us what you're thinking regarding Alan Well.
Yeah, I suppose the one that stands out now is Bonk's on a 7, isn't he? Cassano's down to a 6, so he's not having his best day in front of goal. I'd maybe take him off, and there's not an awful lot attacking going forward. I don't think Petr offers much in terms of a goal threat. Um, you could maybe move Bonk into where Cassano is and put Ekakanga in that right, or just do a direct swap Langley on for Cassano. I think that's where I'd go.
Yeah, I think it might be something to try. Langley scored twice this season, so he might be worth putting on. Subs seem quite different requests each week and things, and poor performance at this point from Cassano would suggest to me, yeah, Langley off.
Yeah, it's just been a bit. I
Langley on,
think he's had a
sorry.
couple of chances, hasn't he, Cassano? So I'd take him off, and I'd say yeah, Langley offers a bit of a goal threat. They're the two potential options out there, but that just means a straight change and keeping everyone else in the position they were picked in.
And there we go. Let's move on for the final half hour. Langley looks like he's got himself involved straight away. And again, certainly the second half is a lot quieter than the first. We're sitting here waiting for something to happen. Down the end of the pitch, there's some suggestions there from David about what the subs could have been as well. And yeah, I think you take a bit of a look at different things there. But it was 1-0 full time, and things didn't really change, did they, over the second half?
No, I mean it was good for Lunwell, really, didn't it? They didn't look threatened too much. Langley came on, got a 7, so not the worst change to make on there. So some good individual performances. I think we've got 6 8s, haven't we, and a 9. So Lunwell will be pleased to be in winning ways with 3 of the first team players missing. Krakowski's come into the Iron Curtain team, played well. Nigmatulin's kept his 9, so again some positives for those guys. And it's I mean, they just didn't show a lot going forward, did they? Where I was looking at that, yeah, six shots out of 11. Alum were a little bit wasteful, but 11 shots at goal again. They're starting to have a few more shots like earlier in the season. They just need to get on the score sheet more. That's been the trouble in recent weeks.
Yeah, you could say that. I think Saeed deserved man of the match. Ashley Cole did have that shot where he missed early on. Rusty Cole do decent job in defence, and I mean Hersey's he's got an 8, but I don't think his performance is necessarily stand out.
Well, no, I suppose it's an assist, couple of shots. I don't know if he's dribbled past anyone, but his passing has not been brilliant. Not done a tackle, but he's a dangerous player, Hersey, and he's always good for numbers, isn't he? Like an assist in that
Yeah,
one, couple of efforts at goal as well. So I think Kurt will be just disappointed they've not had too many shots. They've only had Smertin and Sigalko shooting. Maybe it is time to see Vasiliuk if the other strikers are out of form and see how it goes later on. Titov's knock will be a concern whether he's fit enough for next time. I'm not sure how long it is until the next game. Is it a couple of weeks? I think it's
yeah,
a
I'm
little
not
while,
sure
isn't it,
because
before things
internationals are
come in.
kind of started. We'll have a look as we go into the next team here. We've got Imagine Madrid versus Trafford. So next matches for the teams get 2 weeks, and I don't think there's any cup games in between either, are there? So
No, I think they're at end of September, are they? Pretty
Yes,
sure that's
25th
about
of
right. 20
September
odd.
or something.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. The team for Imagine Madrid is unchanged, but I did have to pick the team entirely again after at the end of last round, Matt was sacked, wasn't he, from Imagine Madrid?
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting that we're seeing no Terry again in the lineup. He's not made his way back into the team, has he? Calvo Garcia is still in for the injured Yordi. Fowler and Smith, though, were a good partnership last time out. They've started to be a bit more of a goal threat up front, but it's hard when you're playing Trafford because we've mentioned before they've got so many good players in there, haven't they? So it's almost a gimme these sort of results. But Imagine Madrid that they've been in decent form, showing more of a goal threat, and any points in this one is a bonus for them.
Yeah, to take anything from Trafford. I mean, what they're wearing Trafford's away kit, aren't they? Playing at home.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So last time out, they scored twice. Fowler and Smith both got the goals, but beaten 4-2 by an Iron Curtain side that could actually shoot back then. Team for the day we've had a look at. Les got slightly down on fitness. Alan Smith, I won't say he was necessarily concerned. And for Trafford, the steamroller that just keeps going. They've made minimal changes for today. Veron is out and Zidane comes in. And that's actually their only first team change. And on the bench, we have got Shevchenko, I think he's come back into the subs bench.
Yeah, it's unlucky that, isn't it? Just there's not an awful lot of resources there, so done the best, haven't they, with the team they've got?
It'll be interesting to see if Trafford can put even, keep themselves top of the table. I imagine so at the end of this round. Roy Helger-Olsen refereeing. Prediction.
I'm going to back Madrid in this one. I'd say Trafford should win all of them, shouldn't they? But I'm just going to say 1-1 and hope they cling on for a point just to make the league more interesting for the next few games.
Well, yeah, imagine Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we haven't seen what the score was last time. It was 3-1, so it wasn't necessarily an absolute domination. But Veron played 2 assists and played pretty well. But that was the days when Yordi scored. Was that a header? I'm going to look into
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
probably.
he
Yeah, it
scored a
was.
header. Yeah, took the lead in that game. So let's get this game going. And this is on slow commentary, isn't it, from Imagine Madrid? Calvo Garcia
Oh,
was going
striking with
for it,
fury.
wasn't he? Yeah. So they're certainly not afraid to take it to their opponents. Is it a case of new manager in inverted commas, effect on the team at this point? I'm not sure. At 25 minutes approaching, and Trafford have barely looked like they've come onto into this game at all. A yellow card for Cannavaro is the first thing of note on our screen, really. There's no player standing out in either team. Ryan Robin now switching to an 8 and Van Nistelrooy the other way around, and Zidane gets the opening goal coming into the team. He's not coming to the team as it's Ironmark's coming, is it? Yeah, and it's 1-0. Yellow card for Calvo Garcia and 2-0 the goal for Nesta just before half time. That's killed the game off.
Yeah, it's Madrid Madrid started off the better of the teams. Robin was flicking between an 8 a couple of times, and you just need to get on top while you're you need to get in front while you're on top in this one against Trafford because they're just full of quality, aren't they? So they aren't going to not score in the game. So yeah, that's it. I can't see Madrid coming back to this one.
Yeah, Trafford have every shot on target, and Madrid 1 out of 3. Check you've done those instructions if you can. Don't look a buffon. Oh, brilliant.
Very good, very good. I like that, Mike.
Yeah, yes.
Check you out. Yeah.
So, for Imagine Madrid, who don't make subs, we know Cole looking like he's put a few tackles in. There's not a lot to really note from the team's performance so far. No one's standing out. Lampard has
Yeah,
been
just Lampard's
ineffective
poor
other than
performance, isn't he? He's not done much good, and if they don't make subs, there's not a lot they can do about it because he's not going to get much better.
No, Van Nistelrooy with I thought Van Nistelrooy must have made an assist or something with that but he's just doing everything fairly effectively, except putting the ball in the net.
I don't know if it was a rebound for Nesta potentially. So I think it was a shot that
Yeah,
was saved and
indirect
ended up
assist.
being a. Yeah, I mean they're playing all right, aren't they? It's difficult to play against them.
Let's take a look at Daji's sub plans because he usually has some, doesn't he? Well, he always has sub plans. He sends the best graphics for substitutes out of any manager every time, and it's very very easy to understand from his setup. Half time, if leading, anyone 5 or under, no. Anyone 85% and under, no. And anyone booked. So Cannavaro will come off at half time. And he'll come off for, well, who's played most, I suppose. Look at there. It would be Njai by quite some margin. So, yes, Cannavaro being left high and Njai at half time into the second half. And he started off at a frenetic pace. Actually, Cole's going forward. Then Mendy getting involved for Imagine Madrid. They're not out of this entirely, but I mean, I still stand by what I said at half time that the game was over. Fowler drops to a 5, Lampard there on a 6. I don't know why I'm even really looking at the team. They're up to that. I mean, I'd be subbing Lampard, probably Fowler at this
And
point.
Fowler, yeah.
And for Trafford, going back to Daji's drawings. No, drawings are just lovely stuff here. 60 minutes if leading anyone under 85%. There are 2. And sub-booked players. So I think usually, because what you said, if it's 60 minutes or they use all subs, but I think here we'll leave Zidane on.
Well, it's 2 weeks to the next match, isn't it? So yeah, he's got plenty of time to recover, hasn't he? So yeah, Aymar off and Riquelme or Barry Ferguson are the options, I guess, aren't they?
So Barry Ferguson's played 13 times with 7 starts, and Riquelme less. So Ferguson will come on for Aymar and an attack. Here we go. It's still Imagine Madrid looking a bit more likely to get the third goal, and then straight as soon as the Trafford colours come on, you think they're going to score. They're going to score most times, but it's Alan Smith. He does get the goal, and it is 2-1. Van Nistelrooy's come very close to scoring. There's nobody apart from Petr Cech on a 9 at the moment, and Imagine Madrid really trying to come into this one towards the end. Late chances, maybe. It is. It's Nesta with his second goal of the game. And he jumped from a 7 to a 9 with his second goal of the match. And they have won again. Nesta dropped into an 8. And yeah, good to see him getting some goals. And yeah, expected victory. But I think that Imagine Madrid certainly improved in that second half.
Yeah, they've done all right. And I suppose that the difficulty with them is that if they're not making subs, they will have tired players towards the end of the game, and they might just run out a bit of steam there. I think if they had a few fresh legs, and they could have pushed it even harder. But yeah, fair play to them. They've done quite well the last few weeks, haven't they? But you can't compete with Trafford, particularly for centre backs coming up and scoring twice.
Yeah, didn't need a forward to score today. Zidane and 2 for Nesta. Taking a look at that, it was. I mean, we've seen Trafford have bigger figures on here, so Madrid have done a reasonable job.
Yeah,
Back
they're
at the
not in bad
tackle
form at all.
short.
Really. I know they've lost the last couple of games, but they are playing a lot better than they were early in the season. So I think they found a formation that suits really now, and hopefully they can get some results for the new manager over the last few games of the season.
Yep, 6 matches ago, 18 points available. They can still get somewhere with it. So Van Nistelrooy dropped during the second half and picked himself back up to that 9 at the end. He's performed fairly well. Vieira wasteful in tackles, and yeah, I don't know. I say it every time. I think there's some kind of bias against Nesta in the game. Maybe based on his ability at the beginning.
Well, it's not stopped him from scoring twice, has it?
But
So yeah,
ratings-wise, is always low.
and I think when you've got two players on a 9 and you get man of the match on an 8, I don't think there's too much bias against you.
Well, it's more the rating. It's more the rating here because yeah, almost every pass, every tackle, one out of two headers, but it was a key one, and two shots on target, resulting in two goals and getting an 8. I think most of the players would be on a 9 at that point, at the very least.
Yeah, well, the game must have seen him on a 9, haven't they, to even him up with the others on the 9
Yeah,
for the man of the match. So it's
I'm not even
so
like a
yeah,
big fan, but just noticed that he seems to be the one player who gets the harshest treatment.
he's had a good result, Andy, but it's I mean they've not even been at the best. Only had three players score above a 7, and they've come away with a 3-1
Yeah,
victory
that's
against a
really
team who
strange,
played
isn't
fairly
it?
well. So it's so there's no competing with them, but it's Madrid try their best, and there's some positives for them to take.
Yeah, certainly come up with something. Was it two? That's 2-3-1s against them this season, I think. I
Yeah,
think it
that's right.
was.
Yep,
So into our final match, is it? Fortuna Hills.
possibly. Yeah, it must be.
Look at the fixtures. Yeah, I think it is. And so for today, Fortuna, after last time they draw with Phoenix that we saw and savoured earlier on. Looking into it, so what's your thinking behind the changes that you made for today?
I've just brought Ilts back in rather than Vance Warner. Warner played well in that defensive midfield role, but I mean, Dietrich offers a bit of experience in there, doesn't he? He's the old man in the midfield. He's not played particularly brilliantly all season, but he's due a performance. He offers that experience with the back. Robert Sandutana didn't have his best night out. He only got a 5, I think, last time potentially. So he's due a decent performance. So I've kept him in for one, but Warner's ready on the bench. Estevez I've left on the bench, and he came off last time to get a goal. So again, there's things to change if I need to, but it's going to be tough against Hull. They're a very good team. Although they lost last time against Badgers, they did have the red card, didn't they? So I'm just hoping I can perform as well as I did in the last game, and anything in this one's a bonus.
Yeah, anything would be a bonus. Remember Hull's last time though, Badgers beating them and beating them by 2 goals. We had Dede sent off, and he's been replaced by Junior in the only change to their lineup.
Yeah, he's just hope I don't give any penalties away because he's quite lethal. But Teddy had a 4 last time out, didn't he? So hoping Junior has a similar performance. It's hard to defend against Raul and Elbert, and then those two midfield. So there's some very strong players in here, really strong concept. I don't fancy myself to get anything. I'll be pleased with a narrow loss.
An arrow loss would be an interesting one from those three. Put your predictions into the chat. I think Junior won't be taking penalties.
Have they got a designated one or
I
Rogerio?
believe it's Ruggiero, yeah. And
Yeah,
they
that's
haven't
nice.
had one with him. But as soon as he came into the squad, he was put on, well, into the first team, he was put on penalty duty. So,
Yeah, I didn't get one for a while when I was Sao Paulo manager, and then I got 18 in the season, and I think he scored 14 of the
14, yeah,
18. So
he
he's
scored 14 for you in a season.
yeah,
So,
so he's pretty deadly from him.
quite a difference there. Yeah, I think the chat have gone to sleep tonight at this point. Usually much more animated, but a few people. Is that a new referee there, Ansgar Orfus? Have we seen him before?
I've not seen him. I hope he's not a fussy.
No. Or awful. So yeah, Savage going 3-2 to Fortuna. That'll be quite the match.
Well, that's kind, Mike, but I'd be very surprised if that happened.
We do kick off, and Figo has already had a chance for Hulls. Seems like they're trying to make amends for their defeat last time round. They're certainly much more attacking than their opponents at this point. Good save from Dave and Raul. And then this time I think Kohler has made a block. And at that point, 20 minutes in, we're yet to see the home team get into action at all, really. Elbow with a chance. Good save from Day once again. Now coming forward. Oh, a chance almost scoring there. Is that Collins that nearly scored? Bonks had a
Collins
chance as well.
misjudging it, so he didn't even do the right thing.
And there it is. It's David Collins, 1-0 to Fortuna. just before, well, not just before half time, 10 minutes before the break. And he was certainly against the run of play for the most of the game, but the last 10 minutes or so, with Collins scoring again, and Bonk disallowed, could have been 3-0. What a turnaround that last quarter of an hour was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sat here thinking we're fortunate to be level at the point we were. So, I mean, if that third goal had accounted, that'd have been absolutely outrageous. You'd have been putting your boot through your laptop, wouldn't you? I think as Hull's manager in that one, but yeah, some good defensive play, and we've nicked a couple of goals. So can we hold on? I suppose is the question, isn't it? It's yeah, that they did look like they've come out ready for a result in this one, and luckily we held them at bay.
Yeah, all those chances and just couldn't put them on target. And now Fortuna, well, effectively 5 shots out of 5 on target, but one of them being disallowed hasn't counted on that stuff there. Me look at the ratings for yourselves at this point. Kenny Lunt is potentially carrying some sort of knock. What's he got? Yeah, he's got a thigh problem, but he has made his obligatory assist.
Yeah, that's good news actually. Yeah, I hadn't seen that until we just looked at the ratings here. I'm going to leave him on for a little while because I've not got the greatest strength in centre mid on the bench. It's Robert Britz. So the only real option
You
I've
can
got
call
is
on him though.
actually, do you know, I might pull him off early at half time. I'm
What,
gonna
Nicky
make a sub. I'm gonna
Franco back into centre mid?
No, he's got a 9, Nicky Frank. So I'm reluctant to move him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove Dieter into that position and bring on Vance Warner into defensive mid.
Interesting choice, yeah. That's going there. Warner, we saw him play pretty solidly last time out. So, I suppose he's making it more defensive.
I don't know. You know, Dieter Alts is could be the creative genius that we've always hoped for.
So, IELTS, where is he on here? Creativity 9. Yeah, it could be. Could be. Hulls, yeah, it's just not quite worked out this first half. They looked so strong early on. They have no major issues. I mean, Raul's on a 5. I think at this point, if he's still on there at 60 minutes, he'd be an easy substitute candidate.
Yeah, well, it's not for me to say is it against them, but yeah, any 5 and stuff. I mean, so they came flying out of the blocks, didn't they? So I do feel like I'm fortunate to be in front. It's not over yet. It's they've still got enough quality to turn this around.
And will they turn it around? We'll find out now. So the second half is underway, and it looks more like Fortuna on the attack. Although Jurgen Kohler's taking a yellow card there. Oh, Isles disallowed. He had a chance and he put it in the net, but it was ruled out for offside. And they're having another chance before. Oh, Nicky Franco couldn't miss, and he did. 62 minutes in, and that's where you look into the conditions. Castillo is a bit injured. The rest of them, if you want me to check anyone, just let me know.
No, just have a look at the ratings and we'll see what we can do. I think I'm going to take Castillo off. I'm going to bring Estevez on. I'll keep him on the left. I know it's not his natural position, but it's we'll see how we get on for that. And then how are we doing for the attackers? Yeah, I mean the rest of them are playing all right, aren't they? I'll can count yourself unfortunate not to be on the score sheet in this, this opening part of the half. But yeah, I'm just going to have to leave the rest like it is because there's not an awful lot of options there for me.
And Hulls, in terms of substitutes there, just to withdraw Raul at this point, he will come off and be replaced by Ronaldo.
Yeah, yeah, it's a difficult change, and it's Ronaldo's excellent. So I don't want him to come on, but yeah, fair enough.
Well, look at that. David Collins going for a hat trick. Estevez with a chance as well. Not Estevez, it was Estevez. And it's 20 minutes left. There's a goal back from Figo. Looking more lively now, Hulls. IELTS 60 yellow card and equaliser from Lucio. And with 10 minutes to go now, this is either way. Sharks have a chance at IELTS. Dieter IELTS has he got a winner? Didn't expect him to. But he got a 3-2 prediction from Mike Savage before the game. And It's 3-2 now with just a couple of minutes left. Anything here for the end of the game? What last minute equaliser? No, down the other end. Oh, it's a
Great prediction, Mike.
3-2
I did
win.
agree. As soon as you said that, Mike, I thought that's definitely going to be 3-2. I might have said different words, but no, excellent prediction. I mean, what a roller coaster match that was. Hulls can count themselves unlucky not to come away with any points, but Dieter Alts, creative genius, got the goal. Had another one disallowed. Bonk had a goal disallowed, so we could have scored 5. So attacking wise, that was an excellent performance from our guys. Hull's come unlucky in the end, didn't they? They said they started well, they finished well, and luckily we've shown that bit of resilience to get back in front once they pull level with us.
And easily winning on the shot count in terms of having those shots on target.
Yeah, great performance from the lads in shooting wise. So I don't know which individuals are having shots, but Collins has been up front the last couple of games and showed a bit of menace. Nicky Franco and Bonk seem to be playing better, and Dieter Alst is the match winner I never knew had in the squad.
So Estevez it was who had the shot off target, but he looked like he played fairly well during that to say he was in an unnatural position.
Yeah, I mean the other option I've got is Rob Naker, who's a bit more defensive. So I wanted to keep an attacking threat on the pitch. It'd been nice to keep Castillo and just have that balance really. But yeah, I think Estevez is a bit better going forward. Good performance from the lads. Yeah, I mean you can't say much better than that. I'd say I would have been pleased for just a point or a narrow loss, to be honest, because of the strength of the Hull. So to get a 3-2 win is an excellent result, and I mean it's not even going to bring us level with ninth position, I don't think, at this point. So we've still got a bit to do in the league over the next few games, and Hulls have fallen off the pace with some unfortunate results. And I mean, I did say they were unfortunate to be behind at half time, but we have had 2 goals disallowed as well, so it could have been a completely different result this one. Either way, just one of them games,
Yeah,
and Magic Mike pulled out the prediction, and well played to him.
yeah, it was. I don't know whether for you it was an enjoyable game, but it was one of the more enjoyable games of the night as a neutral.
Yeah, I wouldn't say enjoy it. I'd say more ten, and particularly when they came back into it. It was one of those where you just sort of think, oh yeah, that's right. We should have put them to bed while we had. But yeah, we had a good Phoenix Ewan match and a good match to round off on as well, didn't there? Some intriguing battles tonight, and it's kept things tight around in the table.
Yeah, very very interesting. So we had. Look at those first 3 matches. You think it wasn't particularly interesting, but the two goals from the 3 games. Then, yeah, Falaraki and Fortuna winning with 1 goal victories, a 2 goal victory for Trafford, and the 6-0 smashing at the beginning of the round that we had for
Yeah,
Phoenix.
I'd forgot it was Ewan were on the same points as Wolves. Although I've not gone above Wolves after their point. Yeah, I forgot I'd go above Ewan with that
Ah,
one. So
yes.
those 12 goals in the 2 matches they've had against Phoenix have been costly at the minute.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how does this look at the moment. I think, yeah, you look at that with the wins there for Alan Moore Falaraki Badgers, the really close battle that we had, and thought, yeah, it could be a real 5th place downwards to 9th or whatever. That looks to be gone now, and it seems to be a 5th to 7th.
Yeah, we're looking at fifth to 7th, and probably 8th through to. I'm still going to include Iron Curtain in this one in 11th, because I don't think they're that far off the pace. It just takes a couple of wins, doesn't it? And I suppose if they've got teams down the bottom to play, they might pick up some easier points in there. It's one of Trafford or Phoenix for the title, and you've got to back Trafford just with the riches they've got in the squad. But Hulls and East Coast, that could be an interesting battle for 3rd position.
I
There's
think,
only 2
yeah,
points between those, isn't there?
yeah, really interesting title battle of can Phoenix, now who are outscoring Trafford, can they win the league against Trafford? Which, they are the 2 strongest sides when you look at it, certainly, but
I
I don't
suppose the
know.
question is, are they got to play each other yet?
They must do. They must do. I will have a little look at fixtures to come up actually and see what's happening there. Hulls versus East Coast. It's I mean, I don't know if they going to play each other. That'll be massive if they do. And then that battle there, 1 point apart for the three teams below in Division 1B. Division 1C now, you'd probably go down to the 8th to 11th. Then in the bottom three, I mean, it says playoff there in terms of what they're in, but with 6 matches to go, they are absolutely certainly relegated.
Well, that just means they're confirmed in the bottom three, doesn't it? Which so there's not a playoff in the Swemp, is there? So they are confirmed as relegated.
Oh yes, because they now cannot be, of course. Yeah, they would be still possible to be in the playoffs. Yeah, so we don't do that. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't even notice that. Just looking at it thinking, outside the bottom three there. But yeah,
But a good performance by Flamingos, we must say again, and well played to Fifey for the shuffle. And Falaraki did well to come through it and keep themselves in contention for that fifth spot.
indeed, it's gonna be massive, isn't it, to see whether Falaraki, Alumel or Badgers can do it. I wouldn't like to predict.
No, and I'm just looking at you, and that those 12 goals are conceded in the 2 games against Phoenix. They only have a goal difference of -1 without that, whereas they're at -13, aren't they? So it's, I mean, that could prove crucial in the battle with Wolves, Fortuna, and Iron Curtain as well. So they'll be hoping for
Team
better
of the
next time out.
week. Team of the week sees Batistuta, unsurprisingly, in there. Luis Enrique up front. I mean, this is forward left and forward right have gone in there, haven't they?
Yeah, but Luis Enrique was playing wide left midfield, wasn't he? He
Yeah, so
wasn't
it
even
makes
playing in the
no
forward
sense.
position. So
A
it's
bit
just one of
nonsense
those. I think
side.
where they play a 4-3-3, so they'll pick anyone who's got the ability to play in those positions.
Yeah, they look at it and
Um,
think, right, who can sort of play left-sided forward of the three? Who can play right-sided? Who can play a
but
midfielder left centre? Who's a sort of right-sided? Duff's not a centre
yeah, because
midfielder at
Castilla
all.
doesn't deserve to be there either. He was taken off with a 7 after 62 minutes, wasn't he?
The
With a slight
weirdest
injury.
teams of the
Um,
week.
Nick
Then we get
Matulin was good though. Krapkowski was good. Rui Costa played well. Batistuta obviously, and Robin all had good performances. So there are some decent ones in there. Nicky Franco on the bench is probably harsh because he had an excellent performance that last time out too, and I'm sure there were some other performances as well from individuals that were very good. Like Nesta, for example, 2 goals, and he's not even got a look in the team, has he, other than on the bench?
no, no, it's a strange one, isn't it? And down the bottom there, Zidane on the bench as well.
Twice.
Quick, yes, I didn't notice actually. Quick look at the stats on there. David Priest is now inside the top page of average ratings, which
Yeah, rightly
is
so.
good to
He's
see
played
that.
well, and he top page of keepers as well. He's
Yeah,
better
definitely.
than David Day looks. So Day's had a lot of praise. It's about time that Priest had some as well, isn't it? It's tight between them, Nick Matulin, and I mean, I suppose a lot of the keepers have played well. Looking at it, actually, to be fair to him,
So one team haven't got a goalkeepers who have played
it's
enough
Flamingos, isn't
games.
it?
Yeah, they've been rotating goalkeepers quite a bit, and he's not made his way onto that. It'd be interesting, yeah, just flick around here. Desai, top performing defender. 2 Mike Duffs in there.
And Cole's up there. That's good news for me.
Oh
2
yeah,
Ashley Cole's in the top 5,
Ashley Cole and Kohler. Yeah, and then
and in Cole
Massey midfield. We've got it's quite nice to just sort of check some other position wise in these kind of things here. So we've got 2 Yavins up there, and the Yavin for Wanderers of Wolverhampton isn't amongst the top ones.
Yeah, I think he had a poor game this time out, didn't he? One of his best. He's been a bit off form in this second half of the season so far.
Goals, Batistuta now 3 clear of Yavin, Elba just behind, Sigalko, Yavin again, all the 5 that are on double figures. And
Collins up to 9 for Fortuna. That's good
yeah,
news for us. We
two
started
goals
scoring
there,
more goals.
leapfrogging a few. Top scoring defenders, Mike Duff with 3 for Badgers. He's play right side of midfield, doesn't he? With Keown and Carl Laurie, Robert Sandritana up there. Critchley, one of the top scoring midfielders. So yeah, interesting to see those ones. For the penalties this season, Henrik Larsson, Junior Milewski, 2 out of 2. Rui Costa well clear in assists. Was that 3 today?
Yeah, it was hat-trick assist, wasn't it, for him? Played well.
Condola with 4 assists. Nicky Hill with 2. Interesting. Rui Costa way up there. Best for attacking is Ronaldinho, although I'd probably consider him more midfielder on the game. I don't think many people do play him up front.
No, he's attacking mid for Falaraki, isn't he? And Hulls is in left centre mid.
Yeah, Cards, Roy Keane with his 8. Rimmer on 6 up there now. He's certainly coming in that area. So, yeah, Richie Wellens is on a red card. I mean, I don't know, 1 red card versus Roy Keane's 2 isn't particularly exciting, is it? Man of the matches, Raul and Bonk. Goalkeepers for man of the matches. Priest has 3. 2 against the same team. Jones with 2, Day with 2, and 5 other goalkeepers have got a man of the match this season. Defence wise, Desai, Nesta Side, and Cole. Midfielders, Bonk with his 5 man of the matches. And I didn't check the strikers there, but it must be Raul at the top of the list. And that's all we need to look at in terms of the stats and things. Let's look at the next fixtures. So in 2 weeks' time, which is Friday night this Friday night, make sure you get your teams in by 8 o'clock on Friday nights. Iron Curtain versus East Coast. I mean, I'm going to say it's not as sewn up as it could have been. UN Rovers versus Imaginary Madrid.
Yeah, that's a
Massive
big one, isn't
match.
it?
Imaginary Madrid must pick up points in that game. Falaraki Badgers, huge game. Pools versus Phoenix, massive game in terms of title and playing for third. And can Hulls get themselves a chance of getting second? Racers Fortuna, yeah, I mean that's still big. Racers must win. Trafford versus Allenwell. That's a game where you think Allenwell would rather play Trafford on that round when Falaraki and Badgers are playing each other.
Yeah, could be an upset on the cards. You never know. And well, they'll have some players back. Won't they? Had a good result tonight, so won't rule them out. A good team.
And Wolves will be trying to get that 6-point gap to 7th place down a little bit as they visit informed Flamingos.
Visit their own ground.
Is it? They visit them. They visit them. Yes, they let them visit their stadium. Going forward into things, when do the title battles and things happen? Not at this point. There are games that are split by
That's
the
the
cup,
cup.
I assume. So 28th of September, that kind of time. Yeah, there are any big games on that day? Not hugely. And then we've got none of them there. So they must be quite close. Trafford versus Flamingos is coming up at one point.
So give me in it that one.
And then they play Fortuna straight away at home. Phoenix versus
Phoenix
Trafford is
Trafford.
the
Last
last
game
game
of
of
the
the
season.
season.
Ooh, that's an interesting one, isn't it? It's yeah. I mean, there's no one else. Oh, Badgers and Lumwell could be interesting, depending how they get on before then. But no one else is quite as tight as that. Yeah, that's going to make an
Wow.
interesting last game. If there's still 3 points between them, Phoenix with a better goal difference, it's yeah, that's an interesting one.
Do you expect the teams to pick up almost every point till the end of the season?
Yeah,
Until that game?
yeah, I do. I think so. Trafford they've got me to play. They've got Flamingos to play. They'll beat me in the cup. They'll win the cup as well. You can't see anyone stopping Trafford really just because the quality they got. And Phoenix, excellent result, wasn't it, with that 6-0 win tonight? So they're hopefully for them are back on form.
Well, it's a 6-0 defeat. Yeah, it's pretty.
Well,
Nah.
it's a tough one, isn't it? Because it's just one of them games where Batistuta has been excellent for Phoenix, and say Ewan have been very good all season, performed above the station, and they're still probably doing better than they should. So that the fans should shut up and back the manager.
Sweden did beat Spain 2-1.
Yeah, I
Using
think Giggs was sent off for assaulting the woman referee or woman linesman.
They played a team of completely different players. Patrick Anderson was in it, a player outside of the Swemp League. Giggs was sent off for what has he been sent off for? I can't even click on the screen. Landing a left hook on Romero.
Romero's the female referee. That's it. That's the one.
Romero is the left back. Yeah, I thought, who is he? I don't even know Romero, to be honest.
He's sub-keeper for Man United.
Yeah, he was found out.
Luis Enrique on 19% off injured. It's
Oh yeah,
he's going to make it back for East Coast next time out, isn't he?
Well, because there are some other things such as international other things, the save will be updated off off screen because it'll just be going on forever and ever and ever. So I'll get that sorted out and sent out to you tomorrow. So Friday night, remember the next round of games, and we'll leave it on the fact that Roy Keane has got man of the match and Ryan Giggs has been sent off. Thank you, Quinton.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
And of course, thanks to everyone for watching. As in fact, that's the best way to leave it, isn't it? Yeah, and thanks for your contributions in the chat to all those.
Kilton Bosco.
Where's he got? Kilton Bosco. That is a superb name.
I admire that name. That's an excellent.
Prenger, and Prenger.
Ah, yeah. Once you pop, you can't stop with the Prengers, can you? They're all there.
Shall I keep going? No, I won't.
No,
Thank you
that's it.
very
Let's say
much.
good night. Good night, everyone. Cheers,
Cheers,
Mike.
Mike. Yep.